Hi there. Well, as you can very well tell, just how about the way I'm behaving, I just got back from Deadpool, and let me tell you something, guys. It's definitely by far Fox's his best Marvel movie since X2. Who in that? I'm never going to get into more like that movie when I do like X-Men movie marathon, but my word, it is absolutely fantastic. Simply incredible. There's absolutely no comparison for movies this month that. Since I cannot even compare to other comic movies I've seen because really it's not like other ones. I've seen that, and since as an inaugural film from new coming director Tim Miller, he's managed to craft a bloody hilarious horror blockbuster that makes Mad Max Fury Road look like a Care Bears movie, in my opinion. I mean, I know it's just Nintendo Fury Road, but yeah. Ryan Reynolds not only took some good swipes at previous Tim Swift superheroes, given how someone's billfold at the beginning of the movie had a Green Lantern card in it, which was the middle of a vehicular wreck that he caused, and also that he has a figure of the infamous Discount Baraka from Original Wolverine, which is like vanilla canon in his future past. And he by far owns a role here that with his genre-savvy foul-mouthed wit, that it's definitely by far one of the most faithful comic movies I've ever seen. And that, and I mean, the trailers make that much apparent, and also thankfully, it's also notably, people seem to realize that the title character is definitely not for kids. I think there's only one solid audience coming for this. There were about 200 people when I was at the theater, and he was about 12 or so, which I think is at the bare minimum we can have as I can handle this, since I personally saw these kind of violent action movies from the 80s and 90s when I was 12, but that's beside the point. Definitely managed to redeem the character after that Sid Discount Baraka, and also, it's easily, they got their money's worth, even though it's definitely less praising than other superhero movies coming out this year. That's $58 million, actually pretty modest for a movie that's tight these days. And given that, and also they even make fun of the whole fact as well that they actually got the how the X-Men, and since it's not technically not spoilers since it's in the advertising that it's in the same continuity as X-Men movies, and they can interact with each other. That's given how this Colossus was new kid Nate Agus like Teenage Warhead, both of which proved to be fun additions to this ensemble piece. That's it's not an ensemble piece, but the character himself actually said he wants to do one, possibly with Cable. Yeah, that's kind of humor you're going to be doing this movie. I just cannot do it justice. Let's just be honest. I try my best, but it's one of those movies you actually have to see to believe that it's like a 1 hour and 55-minute look into the character's head, and as he slices through his enemies, he then shoots up. I mean, the first shootout in the movie, where he actually, his gun only has 12 rounds in it, and they all individually number to make sure he has enough for them, and that's definitely one of the most mind-bending things I've seen in any movie ever. It's a real trip, I have to be honest, and the music is also perfectly tuned, much like Hilarously was. How you'll never hear "Just Call Me Angel" the same way again after you see this movie, or "You're the Inspiration" by Chicago either. But by far, the DMX theme was perfectly timed as well, especially after the actual artist had a kind of like a near-death experience. He's alright, thankfully. And I still think it was awesome how I found terminal cancer that was only a little boy actually got to see the movie at the premiere, since that's what happens. Much like his backstory, the character had terminal cancer in pretty much every vital organ, and then that's how to make him. They pretty much injected him with all these cocktails that may have cured his his illness, but also the mental barrier test which left him scarred, deformed, and vengeful against his captors, which I'm not spoiling too much, which I'm really trying not to, because that's just generally my policy. Unless if you want to do something on DVD or just review a TV episode, I just give you a warning so you can go watch something else, but that's kind of the character I'm dealing with here. And also, what makes the movie work so well is that it acknowledges how ridiculous the premise is every opportunity they can, that I could not stop laughing at this whole thing, and that I actually laughed so hard at my moments I actually ran out of breath more than once because of how intense it is, and just, and it's like all you need is the capacity as a teenager with a comic book in his hands, which is done for you. You know, that's because, and also how that's definitely a big hit, even at and just even I just opened, since a new record easily shattering the one that's already been set by the likes of Matrix and Halo Part 2, who that's $135 million so far, made more in its opening weekend than the infamous Fantastic Four reboot, which everyone with me hated, by the way, made in its entire run, so definitely puts a lot of footing on the planned sequel, as well as an X-Force movie. 5 years ago, I thought these guys were on their way out, and looks like I was wrong about that one, since even ones like him, which are definitely more of a cultish ones are gaining mainstream attention among people like me, and I actually had the game on PS3, and it's definitely a lot of fun. I definitely would recommend it since it should be remastered for PS1, Xbox One. But all the same, it's definitely a movie which I am glad to kick off my year of seeing them again. Which I was gonna go see Kung Fu Panda 3 when it opened, but there was some stuff going on before I couldn't really do it. So final rating, heating for this one is an emphatic 4 out of 4, and I'm gonna briefly talk about how the trailer saw as well, as per usual. Well, Star Wars outlier because of how much I had to say about that one, and so in no particular order, definitely going to be going things like, say, Purge election year, given how it is an election year. I'm not going to tell you my affiliation, definitely because I do not see this as a political channel, but given how these movies manage to make quite a bit of money off a minimal budget, I expect this one to do the same. And I've seen the first one, I haven't seen Anarchy yet. I mean, they're not my favorite movies by any chance, but I actually don't think they're that bad. Even if admittedly the narrative it's definitely not all that subtle, as well as the fact that they're really intense, well, that's actually not that bad. And actually interesting how in that position that most people that given the opportunity to commit crimes up to and including murder actually would. Interesting way of looking at things, to be honest. And I'm not sure who's playing the Hillary Clinton and analog in the movie, but apparently Frank Grillo's in it, and even despite what he says, I think he's actually kind of like making the same problems as that Crossbones we were making in the Captain America movie. And with that on the table, Captain America Civil War still looks incredible. Every time I see that trailer, I just get more and more excited for it, and gonna be once again kicking off the inaugural movie, being a comic book movie that has been for a while, since at least since 2000 with the first X-Men, and I still want to look at those, get ready for Apocalypse coming out Memorial Day weekend, and more on the latest Dawn of Justice trailer, since we have scenes with Alfred being co-piloting Batwing, while helping Batman and Bruce Wayne train for fighting crime. I definitely am very excited for many things, and that including Jeremy Irons' portrayal of the character, since he's a very good actor. He's been active for a very long time, and definitely he might potentially join us with my favorite version of Alfred Pennyworth, which includes McGo's portrayal in the Burton Schumacher films, Animator's portrayal, Michael Caine's one in the Dark Knight trilogy, and also the portrayal where the Batman didn't last too long. Still want to finish my reviews of it at some point, and I definitely using all the elements of Dark Knight Returns every time I see advertising for it. Even that Super Bowl spot with the fake airline actually was pretty amusing. That's, depending whether or not it's good or bad, it's definitely gonna be making millions on how much advertising alone, since given how It's going to be very interesting to see how it turns out since Snyder, he made Watchmen when given how Night Owl, Rorschach and Night Owl II kind of like deconstruction of Batman, and looking at them, and that's now he's going to be directing the man himself in this movie. And definitely try to deal with that as it comes, and a couple other ones I noticed were Hardcore Harry or something, playing that's this first-person action film, which I'll have to think about since the concept was interesting, but it's definitely it doesn't seem all that different from other action movies I've seen since I've been growing up. It reminded me a lot of that Game Mirror's Edge kind of, only without this badass woman as a protagonist. There was also, I think, one more I saw during the whole thing was London Has Fallen, as foretold by our industry valiants and to a lesser extent Fergie. Apparently, I think it's a sequel to Olympus Fallen, but I'm not sure since I have that on my shelf. Probably going to watch it sometime soon since tomorrow's President's Day, and might be the best movie to feature a badass president since Air Force One, in my opinion. And that's, I really don't know how things turn out, but might be worth a look. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I can say for now. Let me know if you have seen the movie. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments on my Google Plus page. Definitely glad. I shall see you all later.